doll that goes live and talks its talk.
Yo, where the ops at? I'm outside.
Comes with Shiesty Mask, mini phone, and built-in live stream with Op Alert mode, plus real deal black Air Force Ones.
YN, stay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the most dangerous podcast network in the world. Most dangerous podcast in the world. Also, the greatest show on the net, aka the best thing on besides Thursday Night Football on this day. Welcome to another episode of the Ant Money Experience. Glad to have y'all back. As y'all know, it has been 2 weeks since the government has shut down, and Jesus Christ, I am going insane. I am running out of shit to do. I done watched every murder doc there is that Netflix has to offer. I done said, "What up, Brit?" What up, Brit? That was funny as shit. We won't play into that a little bit later too. That's why I started the show off with that. But also, I've been cleaning stuff in the house that I don't normally clean, every crevice. Man, I am going insane. But got a partial paycheck on Monday, so it ain't as bad as it could be. But keep us government employees in prayer. But also, if you are here right now, you are watching on the most dangerous podcast network in the world, the Big Exclusive Network. If you have a podcast idea, if your podcast needs a home, if you just want your podcast broadcast on a bigger platform, come on over to the winning team. Also, if you would like to be a co-host on the Ant Money Experience, if you would like your business spotlighted for my spotlight portion of the show, make sure you inbox me, DM me. Ladies, you know how to get to the front. But yes, niece, definitely hope that is over soon. But make sure you inbox me, DM me, because I could always use a co-host on the show. I love getting everybody's different perspective, but hope everybody is doing well today. Also, if you are here right now, make sure you are tuned in every Tuesday for the Big Exclusive Podcast with Big Exclusive, Angry OG, and Top Flight pops in from here to here himself, as well as the host of other shows. We have the Council of the Culture coming real soon. We got a couple other shows that are still being worked out. I will have a game show coming on the network pretty soon. Also, if you would like to be a contestant for that, make sure you DM me. You know, it's going to be a cool show. We got some concepts involved. We got a couple different concepts we're working on. We're going to have a tournament of champions. You all also going to win some prizes. We got a lot of stuff going on at the Big Exclusive Network that we working out, but we rolling that carpet out pretty soon. But with that being said, you also want to make sure you have your exclusive membership, because some of this stuff is going to be membership only. We're going to have Talks with Angry OG coming, where y'all know if you watch the Big Exclusive Podcast, it's some stuff that he talk about on there that we not necessarily going to be allowed to talk about on the regular Big Exclusive Podcast. So with that being said, producer, could you bring my co-host up, please? El Presidente, how are you this evening?
I'm great. How are you?
You know, I'm blessed. I can't complain. I can complain, but I think we would need more time on the show for that.
Yeah, scratching and surviving over here.
Now, I actually meant to bother you last Sunday because some events took place.
Okay. What events are these?
That ass whooping we laid out.
Oh boy, oh boy. Next.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Oh, okay.
We're not gonna talk about that.
With that being said, producer, let's jump into that. If it bleeds, it leads. Goody, what up? What up? And niece, I forgot to give you a proper shout out. What up, niece? Britt, co-host last week on the And Money Experience. Like the people before you, if you are in the comments, make sure you comment so I can give you a shout out. But producer, my first topic, please. Rest in paradise to Michael Eugene Archer, affectionately known as D'Angelo, a pioneer of the 90s neo soul movement, who passed away at 51 after a private battle with pancreatic cancer. Producer, you can take that down. Oh man,
That was a hard one. That was a
that
hard
was
blow.
yeah, and prayers out to his son because if you don't know, Angie Stone and D'Angelo were married and they have a son, and I can only imagine how it would be to lose your mother and your father in the same year.
Yeah.
Prayers out to them. Want to just say, D'Angelo, appreciate the body of work, Pauls, that you gave us during the 90s
Yes.
and the early 2000s, because D'Angelo definitely had some bangers, whether it be some of the choruses that he was on, songs that he had himself. Now, what would you say is your favorite D'Angelo song?
Ooh, my favorite, definitely When We Get By. I love that. The melody, the way he sings, he's just so smooth throughout the whole song.
Okay,
It's beautiful.
okay. For me, I'm gonna have to say my favorite would have to be. I think "Lady" is easily number one for me.
Hmm.
Brown Sugar, that part, that first part when he said he met her out in Philly. Uh, I feel like if you from Philly, that was easily just one that you kind of go to. But one like unpopular, I'm not gonna say unpopular, but it was like a song that I always gravitated to that I don't think many other people really like had it very high on their list.
Hmm.
Is Me and Those Dreamy Eyes.
I was about to say, don't, that's my other song. Don't say that.
That was definitely, but I like when people do their mixes. I feel like that gets skipped. I think you always gonna
I
have
don't know why though. Have you ever
Untitled,
read the lyrics?
right? I think you
Like
always
actually
want,
sat down. It's poetic.
yeah. I think people always want to go to Untitled. How does it feel? People
That's because he
always
was
want to say,
naked in the video.
right.
That's all. Well,
You
not for
know
y'all, not for men.
that was a wild that was a wild video. I just remember my mom coming home like she was on the phone with one of her girlfriends and she's like, "Girl, did you see that D'Angelo video?" First of all, my
Look,
mom didn't even watch videos, so
look.
how she came
We
across
got
that too.
down to the. I said, "Ooh, I need to see that person. I need a man that got
But it's
that."
crazy, and I definitely think that one thing we need to do as a culture, we definitely need to make sure that we embrace our legends because I actually watched some on a documentary about what's the soul singer? I can't think of his name. They made Slide and the Family Soul. I watched a documentary about him earlier this year, and D'Angelo was on, it, and I was like, "Oh shit, I ain't seen D'Angelo in a minute." And Sly the Family Stone, well, Sly and D'Angelo actually happened to pass this year, so
Hmm.
Sly Stone, that's what it was.
And you know,
Yeah, so
D'Angelo did a lot of writing and producing for other artists too.
yeah, so definitely want to make sure we give that brother his flowers. May he rest in peace. With that being said, producer, bring out my next topic, please. After 4 years of failed breeding attempts, zoo discovers both hyenas are males. Now, I'm gonna say this is your bitch asses get. We ain't never forget what y'all did to Mufasa. You think we forgot? You think we forgot? Yeah, yeah. They making y'all freak off on each other, and y'all ain't even like that. Or was
Don't
y'all like that? It
not freak
don't
offs
matter.
on
We got
hyenas.
that. We got that look back from Mufasa. We ain't forget. We
You petty.
ain't
You
forget.
petty as hell.
Nah, I'm the type of person. I think Cardi B said it. If we beefing forever.
Forever.
I ain't never let that one go. Rest in peace to my guy Mufasa.
Get over it.
We miss you. We miss you. We miss you down there. Say what's up to Harambe while you at it. But with that being said, producer, my next topic, please.
Rogers had over 13,000 episodes, and the theme song, every time you heard it, was a different song.
Yeah, it looked good. He was doing that shit live.
No.
He incorporated different words.
No. Whoever that guy was that did the music for Mr. Rogers wasn't just like a regular pianist. He was like a world-renowned,
Classically trained.
yeah, who got busy and made so much money that he just retired and was home chilling. And Mr. Rogers called him like, yo, I'm doing a children's show. Can you do this? He said, yeah, so he came into the show. But because he was so trained, his way of having fun, every time Mr. Rogers did whatever he was doing, he changed the music.
He's playing chords. He's playing different chords, maybe.
But it was ridiculous. Every time you hear Mr. Rogers will be a different set of just beautiful.
I'm gonna go listen now.
Yo, why nobody ever noticed this dude getting busy like this in the back? Anyway, weird facts for the day.
Now, did you know that about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
I did. I tuned in regularly, and as a child, I'm like, wait a minute, something's different every week.
So I didn't notice it, but I kind of picked up on it because I would notice that the melody as he would talk at the end would not be the same. But I didn't think that it was different. I just thought that maybe they would use it based on his tone.
Okay,
I didn't realize that it was a world-class pianist that to play the same song differently 30,000 times
that's
is,
talent.
first of all, for there to be 30,000 episodes of Mr. Rogers is insane. They
Look,
just don't make TV shows like that anymore. Now, I would say I'm not gonna hold you at all. Parents, you new parents got some cheat codes because that Gracie's Corner is
yo, Gracie's Corner is dope.
it's not bad to listen to it as an adult. Also, I think the fact that y'all can get this stuff on demand pisses me off. Now,
We had to dig deep for our stuff.
I had the slight advantage because when my daughter was born, on demand was a thing, and I would go on Sesame Street on demand, and she would sit there, she watch it, and that was the only thing. She could be like full on just crying bloody murder. Elmo would come on, she just be quiet and fuck you, Rocco. That's word to Elmo. Elmo don't like Rocco. With that being well, also shout out to PBS. I know this is a rough time for PBS because it's people Gracie's Corner do be rocking in my house though.
Yo, especially the Paul Wall, the Wheels on the
that
Bus.
Paul
That
Wall
joint,
song,
that joint is hot.
I remember my sister asked me to watch my nephew. He was like maybe a couple months at this time, and she was like, "Listen, if he started crying, just turn on Gracie's Corner." So I was like, "All right." So I was like, I be seeing my sister post these Gracie Corner videos. I'm just turned it on. I turned it on. I'm like,
I was watching that shit at work. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was in my office jamming the Paul Wall in Gracie's Corner.
now the one thing funny I will say about Gracie's Corner is that my sister thought that since my nephew liked Gracie's Corner so much, that what up though? She said that she took my nephew to see Gracie's Corner live, and my nephew cried the whole time. Then the crazy part is when they go to Chuck E. Cheese, my nephew, he loves Chucky, but he was not feeling Gracie.
Wait a minute. Where did you just say?
My nephew,
You know how I feel about animatronics. You know how I feel about that.
Well, they took him out. You know,
Good.
Wow, I used to
Scaring
like
those children like that. No, they used to scare the shit out of me. Still as an adult, no. Five Nights at Freddy.
Shout out to White Nick, and you see the jersey. This is what first place look like. Because y'all Eagles, we'll talk about them later.
You're not going to blaspheme on this network. Not here. Not on this. Okay. Next.
With that being said, producer, my next video, please.
Dear basketball, from the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary. Dear basketball, From the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks. Dear basketball. From the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shoot. Dear basketball. From the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the.
Shout out the El Presidente. What up, First Last? And shout out the Brit, because I didn't know that that's what that was called. You learn something new every day. I am an intelligent individual, as you can see by my honors in the back. But the man that doesn't claim to know anything knows everything. But no, that was the Dear Basketball Challenge, and I thought it was hilarious. Now, first of
Did
all,
you just say bum ass Saints? How dare you, Shannon? I want to fight you anyway. We really gonna fight now. That's some
so
bullshit that you just said right there.
So shout out to your son Tip, because I'm not gonna lie, I love when you throw his highlights up, because sometimes it's on my feed and I'll be watching a highlight and then I don't realize it's your son until like as I finish watching, I'm passing, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, okay. I'm
Yo,
thinking it's just another basketball highlight on my timeline, but shout out to him. But Tip, were
thank
you
you.
a person that did you play basketball as a youth?
I did for a short stint.
Okay, do you have an embarrassing basketball story that possibly could have been on the Dear Basketball Challenge?
Me personally, no, I do not. Thank God.
Oh, I got some. I got some. So I had I told y'all the N1 embarrassing story when I was younger, but
Really,
I
Shannon? See, I told you, black eye.
oh, he choosing violence
I,
tonight.
I I owe him a black eye anyway.
So when I was in the eighth grade and I was on the basketball team, they had this one school that we played and it was our rivals, and they had this one guy and everybody kept talking about his crossover. I've always took pride in my defense, and I was like, listen, he is not going to cross me over. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And they was like, you want to play defense on him? I'm going to play defense on him. He's not going to cross me over. So every time he got the ball, he noticed that he couldn't get past me because I've always had long arms. So he passed the ball out. Then it was getting to the end of the game. And he was mad because they was losing by enough that he knew that they wasn't going to win the game. But I could see it in his eyes, he was gonna get a victim before the game was over. And I was like, it ain't gonna be the fuck me. So he ran off of a pick and roll. And the way he ran off the pick and roll, he ran the opposite way, which was clever as an eighth grader looking back at it. So I went and I jumped and I went to get in position to play defense. Now, what happened was I didn't properly set my feet. So when I went to step down, I accidentally stepped down on my ankle, and I had to relieve the pressure
Ooh,
immediately, or I would have either twisted my ankle or rolled my ankle real bad
yeah, that'd have been a
the way I went.
Hercules.
So when I went and I felt my ankle, I leaned over this way because I was like, I'm not about to roll my ankle. He saw that, and in a split second, he bounced the ball and went for like an Iverson crossover like this and went
Ooh,
the other way, and it looked like he crossed me over, and that's not what happened. But
you broke your ankles.
I went the other way, and I just heard everybody go, "Oh!" And I was like, "No, that wasn't what happened, y'all." And we won the game, and we going down the line, slapping hands at the end of the game, shaking hands. And he was like, "I crossed you over," and I was like, "You know, you didn't cross me over. You know what really happened." He was like, "That's not what everybody saw."
That's not that bad though. A bit something really bad is you getting dunked on and somebody balls on your chin. Now that's bad.
So, um, I will never and have never let anybody dunk on me, because I will give you a dirty foul before you ever think you're going to dunk on me. I was telling my daughter, because my daughter was having a hard time playing defense, because because of her long arms, they will always match her up against somebody that was really good. And I used to tell her, listen, don't let nobody score on you. You got
Yeah.
6 fouls before you get fouled out, and you got 2 technicals. I want you to use all of them. One of
Hmm.
my friends that was a coach on the same team, but for the younger age group, he was like, I know you just didn't encourage your daughter to. I sure did. Are you going to remember the foul? No. But you
Look,
don't remember her getting crossover and scored on? Yes.
I tell my boys all the time, play your game, attack at every single moment. And I think the dopest thing for me as a parent is being able to Google both of my sons and seeing all their accomplishments. That's just
That-
that's crazy.
That's dope. That's dope because when you Google my name, you just see my antics from social media. With that being said, producer, my next topic, please.
You gotta let him go.
The 42nd Precinct officer in uniform rolling the dice in this cell phone video has since been promoted to detective. In the background, you can see a patrol car.
And tonight, new video shows the officer in uniform playing dice on a sidewalk while a suspect was being held nearby in a patrol car. That young man is speaking out about what happened. Only to the I-Team's Sarah Wallace. Sarah?
Well, Chuck, did a cop gamble for a young man's freedom? A 25-year-old who was put in handcuffs says yes, this was not a joke. The incident is raising new questions.
Now, El Presidente, do you think this was community relations between the police and younger guys, or do you think this was foul?
Mm, it was foul.
Why was it foul?
Only because he was in uniform. You were in uniform, got caught on film, and you had somebody in the car. Like if you wasn't caught on film, I can see it. Like I honestly, I think the moment was dope. To be, I'm not even gonna hold you, but you can't be in your uniform doing stuff like that. I know if I was to catch my employees in uniform doing anything like that or at a bar, no, you out of here. Can't have that.
No, they be in the bars in their uniform.
I said, you let me catch them, my
Yes.
employees in the bar in the uniform. We're not technically from the standpoint of where I work at. That's in our hand. We cannot be in places like that. If we get caught
Okay.
in those type of places with our patches on, you're fired immediately.
Cause they definitely be in there, especially the ones in they mid 40s to early 50s,
Oh, I
definitely in
know they
there
do.
buying all the young girls drinks, getting in my fucking way. But
But
no,
you know what it is? They
you
put
keep
them.
buying
They
have a
got
drink
them.
for a head.
Yeah, and they keep them uniforms on so they can get their attention. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's a
Nut
septic.
asses,
It's
nut
always a
asses.
septic uniform, and it's always an airport uniform. But
Hmm.
I think people are looking at this wrong personally because although he was out there shooting dice, he wasn't really gambling.
No, I didn't
Because
see
if
no
you look,
money.
there was no money on the
I ain't
ground.
see
There
no
was no
money on the
money.
ground at
You don't
all.
see anybody with money in hand or in the ground. Now, also, what people aren't looking at is the fact that he said that he was playing dice for that young man that was in a car to see if they would let him go.
How do you
Now,
know that?
they said that in a clip.
They did?
So they did. But also, if he had the chance, if that opportunity was presented, that means whatever that young man did wasn't completely serious enough to not to just take him into jail. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it was really. I don't think it was any harm done. I think that police officers should be allowed to be back on the force. I don't think that was that deep, and I thought it's moments like that that you like first last year, he was just making connections with the youth. I think that when you do stuff like that, kids look at you on more of a personable level,
Mm-hmm.
and you got relatability. So
It's much
when it,
respect like that. So when they see you,
right,
they're more
so
entitled to not do anything or be more respectful towards you whenever they see you. And they pass that on to their friends too. Like, hey, don't do that, bro. That's my buddy such and such.
for
That's
sure,
officer such and such. Watch your
my dad
mouth.
was a police officer for I want to say maybe about 25 years, 20 to 25. And he had an assignment where he worked at Grats. And in the summertime, he would walk the beat in Wangahocken. And my dad was like, he knew who was doing what. But when he rolled up on the corner, either they would tuck it away or
Mm-hmm.
tell the customer, like, come back. And yo, that's Officer Rockmore. Hey, yo, and to this day, whenever I meet people from Wangahocken or Nicetown, and I say, "Yo, yeah, my dad, Officer Rockmore," nobody ever has anything bad to say about him because he he did his job and people respected him for it. And then
Mm-hmm.
also he had enough respect that when he came around, it made community relations better. But free the real. But producer, with that being said, my next topic, please.
Hey, what's up with y'all? Some fucking my so I ain't gonna hold y'all, Slim. If they ever do an Unks versus the YNs, we are going to beat shits down y'all leg. Guaranteed, Slim. Guaranteed. I love my youngins. I know a couple of y'all probably nice with it. But 33 to 42, them niggas that had 4 or 5 fast food jobs, 6, 7 construction jobs. Nigga never welded and had 4 welding jobs. We are going to, the hands are made of metal. We are going to whoop ass. And most of 33 to 42, most of us, we done had to fight all our life. Nigga might not be Floyd Mayweather, but nigga guarantee you, when I whoop your ass, you gonna think I'm the young Zab Judah on the code. Now my YNs, I know a lot of y'all younger. A couple of y'all can get boogie. But from 16 to 25, oh no, it's all types of belt to ass. Shit down leg. Niggas' faces flying all across the concrete. Do not miss it. On my triple. Fuck missing the most.
Now, Tiff, how do you feel about the YNs versus the Unks?
You already know how I feel. We can stop a mud hole in they young asses.
Now, it's funny because shout out to Southside Jew. Southside Jew always say, yo, Aunt, you the YN's favorite uncle. He was like, I don't know, because he was like, you're not a street nigga. But he was like, you able to connect with these young bulls on a level that I don't fucking understand. He was like, you actually sit there, you laugh and joke with them. You do shit like, yo, throw in that 6'7", you rap a song with them. Then you'll give them some knowledge, and then they just had the utmost respect for you after that. I'm like, the young boys love me. But these young boys don't know how to run. Now, there's a couple youngins that get busy. I ain't gonna lie. I did a little slap box with a couple. Oh, you almost caught me with that one. But for the most part, these young boys ain't nothing like we used
Hell
to.
no.
And
They
I
don't want
think
to be embarrassed. They're a bunch of
that's the
bitches.
that's the problem with a lot of them. And if you watch the Ant Money Experience, you know I am a huge advocate for violence. Violence solves all problems. If you are violent enough, that problem stops. But I think I'm all for it. And you know, a common theme on this show has been war against these YNs. So I really, really would love to see this event take place. I mean, we had the video last week with the young man that was going around whooping these YNs ass. I am for
I'm
all
all
of this.
for it. Let's go.
All
I'm
for
bringing the popcorn.
it. And we had first last said, what happens after 42? Listen, just stand on the sidelines and watch OG. This ain't your fight. Listen, the Unks, we already gonna be having back problems and issues. I know the last time I got into like a real tussle, I was hurting for a little bit.
Look, you
A
talking about a couple days hurting.
couple days. My ankle was sore for 2 weeks. Um, my back was hurt for about a week. No, I'm lying. My
That's
ankle was
sad.
messed up for like a month.
And how old are you?
I'm 48. I'm 38.
Oh no, Aunt, come on now. That's bad.
Listen,
You
I
ain't,
got
come on now.
I got some I got some wear and tear on this Cadillac from years in the army. Listen, I gotta get them out here quick. I got 7 minutes left. Yo, that is the other thing. I remember shout out to my bro Ty TJ. He was an amateur boxer in high school, and we would
I
spar.
gotta get them out of
And
here quick. I got 7 minutes.
for sure, people don't realize, like when you watch a boxer match, you don't realize how long 2 minutes are of just throwing hands. You get tired
That's a
quick.
long ass time.
So
Shoot.
to watch boxers fight for 12 rounds, that, that shit ain't no
You
joke.
got your secret move to get them out of here quick. Knock them down.
Listen, I'm throwing haymakers.
And look,
My best fighting attribute is that I can take a punch.
it's a certain way you hit somebody, knock their ass clean cold out. That's
but
it.
shout out to the owns. We still around. But producer, with that being said, my next topic, please. Shout out to the 76ers. Also, if you did not know, there is 6 days until the NBA comes back. I can't wait. Pray for the Sixers. I heard that Paul Pierce, he practiced the other day. Fuck you, Paul Pierce. You robbed the 76ers without a mask and gun. But the Philadelphia 76ers announced the return of former mascot Hip Hop as the team celebrates the 2001 Eastern Conference Championship. Okay, you can take that down, producer. Shout out to Hip Hop. Hip Hop was my favorite Philly mascot. I'm gonna have to say Gritty. Gritty is getting to a point where he might overtake the Philly Fanatic. I don't know.
Mm,
His antics is kind of up there, but even
it
though
was
I
a
don't
highlight.
rock with the fly, I mean the Phillies, I still like the Philly Fanatic. Come on, man. Look at Big Exclusive. We're celebrating the last time we actually looked like something. The last time we got to the championship. But I'm glad the 76ers are bringing hip hop back. I don't know why
Mhm.
they ever took him away because he had attitude. Like he was a mascot, but I felt
We got the crowd hype.
gritty, the Philly Fanatic. The hip hop also just had like a Philly edge to him that I just always really loved. Also, since we are talking sports, I want to say shout out to the New England Patriots, #1 in our division. Got them Saints out of here last week.
Shut.
The week before that, got Buffalo out of here.
And we gonna fight.
The
We gonna
week
fight.
the week before that, we put 42 up on the board on Carolina. You're
Shut
welcome.
up, Shannon. Bum
You're
ass
welcome.
Giants fan. Y'all some
Um,
bums. You got one win. You got one win on the
and
Eagles, and you think you're hot shit. Cut it out.
we finna put belt to ass to them Titans on Sunday. What a time to be alive, because the last couple years have definitely been rough. And you know what? I was actually talking to a young lady on Tuesday, and she was like, "Do you like any Philadelphia teams?" And I was like, yeah, I don't really watch hockey, but I'll root for the Flyers. I watch playoff hockey. But I was like, I still root
Wow,
for the
royalty,
70.
really? You a nut.
She said, what up, royalty? She
You
was
a nut.
like, she said,
Oh, you
well,
some nuts.
I said, I like the 76ers. She was like, can I ask you a serious question? I was like, yeah. She said, why? I said, as an adult, I don't think you could change your teams. You just
You
gotta
a
rock
bum,
with.
Shannon.
You just gotta rock with whatever you left with. But
What's your
it's
chef hat
always
on?
it's always this time of the show where I like to say to you Eagles fans, fuck the Eagles. You know what, producer? I want to say, if you are an Eagles fan, matter of fact, producer, drop it. Drop it right now.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and
And shout out to that. Am I freezing? Am I tripping?
Yeah, you freezing. I thought that was me at first.
Oh, my phone acting crazy. All right, it look like we back. But y'all know how I like to do. If it bleeds, it leads. Producer, play my funny video of the week.
You done?
Give me a quick shake.
You good?
All done.
You sure?
Put me away.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Oh no.
Bro, what the fuck?
That wasn't me.
Dude.
That was flashback.
No, it was not.
Maybe you should have worn dark pants.
Man, we were at the middle urinal after a movie. Okay, this is prime time.
Oh, fuck.
Look at my pants, man. Everyone's gonna see.
Are you embarrassed of me?
No.
Then let them see. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
It won't happen again. When do we get to copulate tissues?
Not now, later.
Okay.
Okay.
I am God.
No, you're not.
All right.
It's gotta. No,
Okay,
come
just
on, you have to try to
stuff me back in there. Put me back in there.
ass out,
Somehow.
tuck it in,
Okay.
shift.
All right.
We're good to go.
If you are a man, that is completely relatable. When I tell you, I saw this and I just started dying. Am I frozen again? Why I gotta be look like I'm singing? Look like I was about to break
You
into the
background.
baddest
Background singer.
background singing song ever. But producer, about this. With that being said, let's jump into that if it bleeds elite. I'm my bad. Let's jump into that lounge talk. Now, El Presidente, I actually have two wine cooler topics for this evening. Now, both of them lighthearted, but
Okay.
the first one is something recent, and I talked about it on Facebook because I was a little embarrassed about it. But I want to know yours. Now, I was on my way out yesterday, going to visit my homie Nick. Shout out to Nikki Boo. She should be here watching. I don't know where the hell she at, but on my way to her crib, I'm like, I had just came from the gym, just took a shower. So I'm like, all right, grab my wallet. I'm like, where my keys at? So I dig in the couch. No. I look in the bathroom. No. Where the fuck is my keys at? So I'm about to go into that. So I start every time I lose something, I start at the door, and I got a 1 bedroom apartment. It ain't much territory to cover. So I just start and I branch out, but I sweep the room, go into the next room, just checking everything. I'm like, before I rip everything up, where did I go since I've been here? I don't know why, but something said, look in the refrigerator.
I knew you was gonna say refrigerator.
I open the refrigerator and there my keys are cold as shit. Now, audience, I want y'all to chime in as well. Where is the weirdest place you've misplaced your keys?
Now, for me, I've definitely done the refrigerator. The second one was the bathroom.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I left them in the bathroom.
Now, I had a couple people say some funny places yesterday. I think there's a couple things that I think everybody has done. So I was really embarrassed about the refrigerator, but that was a lot more common than I had actually known that it
It
was.
is. Yeah, it is.
So, because I felt like a complete dumbass, and a couple people was like, yeah, the refrigerator. But I think another one that everybody has also done is I know a lot of us have left the keys in the door.
The door, the car. Well, back then, I remember my dad left his in the car in the ignition. I remember he accidentally
Oh,
threw them in the trash. Because
oh.
my dad works at night. So when I was younger, he would come home like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I found keys in the refrigerator. I found keys in the microwave. I've heard the rattling in the trash can.
So I just went back to the post, and I've had some people say that they left them in roof of the car, found
What?
them in the kids' toy bin.
Wow.
Um, refrigerator was very common. One person said left them in my bra. I was
Huh?
like, oh shit.
Was it
Another
one
one,
key?
uh, one said in a bathroom soap dish. I can only imagine how stupid you felt when you filmed that. And another person said my shoe. That shit is all right.
That's questionable.
Yeah. Let's see what some of the comments are on this topic. So I got on the top of my car. On the top of the car is crazy. Now, what's crazy about that is most cars are push to start. So can you imagine driving off thinking that the keys was in your pocket, and you get to your destination and you just like, yo, what the? Now, luckily, I think
Doors
that
and
once
slid
you drive
off.
off, you would get the notification that the key isn't in your pocket. But to leave them on the roof of the car and drive off would be a hurt piece. On my tray at Burger King, and I had to get a janitor to get them out for me. Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
you're the winner, First Last. You are definitely the winner for that one. Now, my second wine cooler topic is I was watching this podcast and it was Paul Pierce. I forget the young lady that co-hosts with him, but they were on another show. And he was talking about being late for a date. And he was saying that because he's a man of a certain stature, he's like, I mean, I show up late on purpose. And I was like, well, that's kind of trash. But he
Yeah.
was like, but I show up late in an acceptable manner. And they start to talk about what was acceptable for being late. What's a certain amount of time that you feel like is acceptable to be late on a date?
I'll give it 30 minutes, but that's with communication. Like if you communicate with me like, hey Tiff, I'm running behind, it's traffic, whatever, whatever, or I got off of work later than what I expected. So I'm running a little bit. That's acceptable. 40 minutes, 45, an hour, that territory, no.
I think 30 minutes is definitely the limit with communication because I feel like if you were running late, also I should notice ahead of the time that we were supposed to meet up. I feel
Absolutely.
I feel that I
Don't leave me
can't
waiting and guessing.
right. Don't leave me guessing because if I gotta guess, no, you can check please. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Check please. Don't
Hmm.
I'm out. I don't like waiting on people at all. I don't like
I'm
waiting.
impatient.
I don't like waiting in general. I don't do lines. I've definitely pulled up to places. How long is the wait? 30
Yeah.
minutes.
No, I'm cool. I'm
How
cool.
big you want to eat here?
I'll tell you what, I was late. It was a first date, and I was like 40 minutes late to my first date.
Yeah, that would have been the last time you heard from me.
No, but I called him, I texted him and let him know, look, I'm in traffic because I'm coming from a little ways or whatever. My train was acting up. Because he was like, oh my God, don't leave me. Don't leave me looking all crazy like this. I was like, no, I'm coming. I'm not,
It
I,
is
I am
those.
gonna show up.
That's
But
also why I prefer to just pick people up. Like, yo, can we meet somewhere and I pick you up from there? It don't have to be your house. I don't.
well,
I
see,
just rather pick you up and us be late together
we live so
than.
far away. We live so far
Uh,
away. He was coming from. No, I'm not always late, jerk. We really gonna fight, Shannon, because you acting
I
up.
mean, you were on time today, but that was a little different for you.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I was late maybe 3 times. Don't do that to me.
Okay, okay,
Don't do that to me.
okay.
Shut up, Shannon.
Usually after I do my opening monologue, you be right there, but you don't be
Anyway, as
there.
I was saying, no, but it was constant communication, and he was so patient. So, and we had to end up having a dope ass date after that. So,
Okay.
I think I've been early. I think I've been early to our dates ever since.
I would say that I'm not most of the time I'm not early. I'm usually like right there or like 5 minutes late.
Right on the cusp.
I'm like right on the cusp of like acceptable time where you're like, oh, all right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, because I don't like waiting for nobody.
Uh same. I don't like waiting for
I'm
shit.
impatient. Like, don't have me waiting because you gonna get there and I ain't gonna be there.
For
Oh
sure.
hell no! For somebody who always late, you hate waiting on some damn body.
Shut your ass up. Ain't nobody asked you,
You
Giants
on
fan.
the
Get
pot
off the screen,
schedule
Giants fan.
flat with your late ass.
Really? And then you gonna put bum ass Saints up there? You such a jerk. Your bum ass Giants. Y'all ain't doing this year, okay? That's why the
Now,
Saints swept you.
We whooped
wow.
the Eagles' ass.
Shut your ass up. Wow, the first
But
time in how many years? Ooh,
settle down, children, settle
y'all so
down.
special.
But now to the lounge talk topic for this evening. So again, shout out to the Decisions podcast, one of my favorite podcasts that mostly get my wine cooler topics from. But this past week, they had a topic that was very interesting. Now, they had actually grabbed this topic from another podcast, but a guy was sitting there talking, and he said, I think for a relationship or a marriage to be successful, the couple will have had to break up at least once. He was like, multiple times is acceptable, but they will have had to break up at least once as a couple. Now, his logic was if you broke up at least once in that relationship, then you know what it is to be with that person at their worst. But if y'all never had a situation or an issue that was that tough that it caused y'all to break away for a minute and get back together, then your relationship hasn't really been tested. How do you feel about that?
I think that's true. I don't think you have to break up though, but I think a relationship does need to be tested in order to see how strong both of you are mentally and how committed you both are to the relationship. I think you should see that person in all of their seasons, whether they're mad, whether they're happy, all of the emotions that come to being human, because then you know how they're able to handle adversities, how they're able to get over things. If you don't have any type of friction, how do you know if this person is really compatible with you or not? Because some people can handle confrontation, some people can't. Me personally, I will walk away from your ass and you will argue by yourself because I'm not arguing. If we
I'm
can't have
trying to
positive communication, there's
I'm trying
nothing
to
for us to talk about.
I'm trying to get there, but before I go deeper into this topic, producer, I want to know what y'all got to say about that. And if y'all think I came here to play with y'all, god damn it, I'm not. Now, I agree and disagree because I feel that I have spun the block once before. Link is in the comments if you would like to dial in and speak on the topic.
Come
But
on,
I
y'all. Come on and come on screen with us.
I feel that most of the breakups that I've had have never gotten back into a we've never gotten back into a relationship. Now there is one that's like kind of that, but I feel that all my breakups, the relationship was just never quite like get back together. We might have talked, we might have dated again, but it was never get back together. But I do I do understand the logic about it. Never was able to fix it. Um, I don't know. I feel that a lot of times where I've broken up and we started dating again, I just feel like those underlying issues that caused the breakup just seem to fester again, and we've never been able to get past it.
Because there was
Then
no resolve.
right, then I had a situation where that did come to play and it's being worked on. So I think it depends on how the individuals are I think it depends on how the individuals are coming back to the situation, because I do feel that also I've seen where I think with a lot of my most of my breakups, I've never really had like I've only had like one nasty breakup.
Mhm.
Outside of that, they were pretty like mature breakups where it's not like a real issue if I see you out in public.
Well, that's
But
dope. That's
I
how it should
feel
be.
right. Uh, uh, all situations are the same. Also, with that being said, I am going to, for my Lounge Talk, want to start a segment called X Files, where I have exes come up here and talk about their relationship, why it ended,
Ooh,
why the relationship was good, and things about that person they should carry into their next relationship. I am looking
okay.
for volunteers.
I like that.
I'm going to put myself on the hot seat too, trying to figure out how I'm going to tackle
That's
that one.
messy. That's messy.
But I think it will make for a great time. But I think that like I was saying, like a lot of times where we've come back to the table, it's just like a lot of underlying animosity, even though it wasn't like nasty breakup, there's still like animosity for the way things have gone.
Mm.
Um, Royalty, if you want to come up here, you got to make sure your shit straight. You probably jinxed me earlier with my Wi-Fi being crazy, but I just think that sometimes when you break up, it is for the best.
Hmm.
I've spun the block before. I don't think there's anything wrong with spinning the block, long as it's done in a healthy and reciprocal manner. But I mean,
Breaking up sometimes is a growing, it's an experience for you both to grow. Maybe it was something about the relationship that y'all had to realize was detrimental, or behaviors that weren't conducive to either that person or maybe even to yourself. Breakups, we grow. You're supposed to grow with every breakup that you have. Collectively, hopefully, you're mature enough to engage into a relationship and it be a healthy relationship where there's open lines of communication. But in those times where certain things are just kind of lost, you're supposed to learn from that experience.
I definitely agree. And I'll say two things about me when you having that like breakup conversation. And I feel that it's kind of important to have two of them. I think there's going to be one where everybody is like heated and you're going to be going back and forth because there's going to, if you're breaking up, there's probably going to be one side of that that's not going to be in agreement at that time. And then I think when
Yeah.
things kind of settle down, it's good to have like another conversation and just like things that you feel that person should do going forward. Because I felt that those things I've always like set and I've always left space in between my relationships for
Hmm.
me to get time to reflect, also to make sure I'm not bringing baggage into my next situation.
Yeah.
And also I always ask what could I have done better, because I always take that, and I felt that each time I was in a relationship and I've had that conversation, it's always, what up my good brother?
Good. Don't be talking shit about my service, nigga. I got a new
Get
phone
better
there.
get better service then. The fuck.
I got a new phone there. You see my shit like glitching?
But how do
Oh,
you
you
feel
gotta
about
come
the
to me.
topic? Do you think that you need to break up at least once with a person for that to be a successful relationship?
No, you don't have to break up at least once with a person that has a sex relationship. Honestly, I'm in a place now where learning from experience, it's about starting a relationship with honesty, starting and having that conversation. Sitting down and really talking before you put that title on it. If you don't do that, you're bound to break up. And if you don't listen to your partner, you're bound to just repeat your problem.
So I definitely agree with that, but along with that, I have long conversations with people before I get into a relationship. And some people don't like it, but I actually ask about their past relationships, not in a Cam Newton kind of way, which we talked about last week, where I want to know who you slept with. But I want to know, what was it about your last relationship? Because I want to see what are the things that triggered you. What are some that also helps me like reaffirm what your boundaries are.
I
But
know.
also, I think it's important to listen to what that person says about their last relationship, because if a person can tell you their last relationship and can't say anything in that relationship
Anything
that
they
they
did
did wrong,
wrong,
that's a red flag to
that's
me.
a
That's a
red flag.
huge flag, a huge red
Because
flag.
there's no way in hell you can tell me, even if you weren't the cause of the relationship break breaking apart, you have to be able to look at their relationship and see one thing that you did that you could have
Yeah.
did
That you did
better,
wrong.
You
or
both
you weren't
contribute to the
effective at.
demise, the possible demise of a relationship, because everybody, we're
Right.
not perfect. So we have to be able to center ourselves and just look at what we did to contribute to the breakup or to contribute to the confrontation and just be honest about it and just take ownership.
Yeah. Right.
Now, I saw from the comments that you would like to volunteer for that X Files segment.
Yeah, I volunteer.
All right. Well, just don't bullshit me like the last time I tried to get you to co-host with me.
Just let
But
look, let
I
me know the
appreciate
day.
you
Let
too.
me know the day, and I'll definitely slide through.
All right, definitely appreciate that. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Come on, man. I'm always tuning in.
All right,
I'll let y'all.
appreciate it, good brother.
All right, man.
But yeah, I think this is it's one of those topics that can really go either direction, because I could definitely see where it makes sense. And then I just think that once a relationship is over for a lot of people is over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Once
You
I'm done, I'm
might
done.
you might linger in a space that y'all might still mess around. Y'all might have somewhat of a situationship. But for some people, it's never going to be the same once that breakup takes place.
Especially if it's a trust issue. Like once the trust is gone, it's pretty much a done deal.
Oh man, I was actually you funky B word because you said no service issues and then my service acted up. Ain't that some shit? He jinxed us. He
Yeah, he
jinxed
sure
us.
did because we was
He
doing good.
said
We
no
was
service.
rolling. We
He
was
said no service
rolling.
issues. He makes that comment and then both of us start acting up.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Is that me or is that Ann? I said, oh shit, that's me too.
Yeah. He got
Thanks
it.
a
He
lot,
got it.
royalty. See what you did? It bounced
Yeah.
off.
He definitely working with the feds. But but yeah, trust definitely. I've had I had a relationship where we did break up and it was not meant to be a permanent break. I don't like to put people in those spaces. I just think we needed some time apart for
Growth.
her to get
Mature.
herself in order. But through the midst of that, also I'm not a person to think like, although I was the person that initiated this breakup for us to get ourselves together, I also feel that that's a risk because if you find somebody in the meanwhile, that's on me.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
reaction
You can't
has
you can't be
every
mad
action
at
has a
it.
reaction, right? But in the meanwhile, I had came across some stuff that I mean, we already right before this breakup had like an issue about something, but we talked it out and got past it. But other trust stuff came up in the meanwhile, and I was just like, I can't. I'm not doing this with you. We're not
Yeah.
getting
Once that seed of doubt has been planted, it just grows and it festers. And it's
for
pretty much
sure.
that's it.
For sure. Trust and communication, I think, is the two things that every relationship is based on. And if you don't have both, if
You're
it's an issue
doomed.
with either one of them, you're fucking doomed.
You're doomed. That's it.
But El Presidente, I definitely appreciate you coming through, blessing us on the podcast this evening because you've been MIA in these comments.
Yeah, I've been handling stuff with the kids, so it's basketball season.
For sure, for sure. That's why I definitely appreciate you coming through this Thursday. Now, do you have any last words for the good people?
Um, I'll just say the holidays are coming around. Even when the holidays aren't coming around, just check up on your friends, your loved ones, make sure they're okay. Especially, I'm gonna be really candid with this. Check on your strong friends, the ones that's always there, always giving the shout outs, the calls to everyone else. Check on them too, because life is happening for everybody. And everybody needs to hear a friendly voice every now and again to pick them up and just to know everybody paying attention or some people are paying attention. So just check up on your friends regularly because mental health is something dangerous nowadays.
For sure, for sure. And also check on your folks that you might not have heard from in a minute. Because I texted one of my homies earlier and I was just like, we might laugh and joke on a gram or on Facebook, but I was like, damn, I haven't physically called him in a
Exactly.
minute. So I just shot him a text because I'm like, I know he at work, but let me do it now while I'm thinking about it so I don't
Yeah.
forget. So I sent him a text and was just like, yo, what's up with you, good brother? And he just happened to be like just getting out of a situation where he was like fighting for his life. But I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, I'm glad I checked up on him because it just dawned on me I haven't heard from him in a minute. And you just really, like you said, you never know what people might be going through. Appreciate
Yeah, and
that, bro.
remember also, a lot of people hide behind laughs and smiles. So just because somebody is laughing and smiling, don't mean they got it all together. That's just a
For
front
sure, for sure.
sometimes.
Because Facebook and Instagram would never be able to know when I'm going through it because I'm still gonna be in here bidding on people. But no, I definitely, as always, want to thank y'all for tuning in this evening. This show is only possible because of you guys. And like I like to end every show, live every day like it's your last, but make sure you are prepared for tomorrow. God bless and good night.
Everybody out my house, but it's Crip style. Watch how I get about my house, y'all. Get out. Get the fuck up my house, nigga. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. Get the fuck up my house, nigga. Get the fuck up my house, nigga. Nigga, quick come. Get the fuck up my house, nigga. Huh? What?